Brodie, what does it mean to play your 100th test for the All Blacks this weekend?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Obviously haven't quite done it yet, but to run out there on Saturday hopefully and do it. I think there's 11 players have done it, and I've probably been around for 9, so I've seen how special it is and how cool a moment it is for not only the player but their family. So looking forward to it.
Back to your debut in 2012, could you ever imagine that you'd clock up 100 for your country?
I didn't know. It's certainly taken its time a little bit at the back end compared to the first 50, but I'm proud, and it's awesome to still be here and still being able to represent the country in the jersey.
Owen Farrell's playing his 100th for England on the same day, which is pretty special. You've played him a couple of times. What are your recollections of the player that you're playing against?
Yeah, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we played each other in the Under-20 World Cup final as well, Owen. So yeah, I guess he's in a similar spot. He's an awesome competitor, and the way he's played for England and representing the country, he's a competitor, and he's a smart footballer.
Brodie, as well as your 100th, I think you break Victor Matfield and Bucky's Porter's with the Sam Whitelock combination pairing as locking partnership. Were you aware of that? Is something that you hold in high regard?
Yeah, I was aware that we had equalled it a few weeks back. So yeah, I guess to notch up one more is pretty awesome. Those two players are someone looked up to and saw a lot of when I was younger. So yeah, it'll be pretty cool to be able to say we've done that as well.
Brodie, where does playing England at Twickenham rate for you in terms of all the challenges in world rugby? Compare it with South Africa, Ellis Park. What's your sense of playing England at Twickenham?
It's definitely right up there with one of the toughest ones, but also one of the most special places to play rugby. I think we've obviously been to Edinburgh and Cardiff the last couple of weeks, which are awesome. But then to finish in Twickenham, I think it was 88,000 that sold out, or 80,000+ people, and they were all singing and cheering, and then you got the intensity of playing against England. It's definitely a special place to play.
Is it a little different because it's quite a rare fixture these days?
It is. I think my first couple of years we were here every year, if not every second year, and then there's been a bit of a break, but I guess that adds to what the occasion will be, and no doubt a special one to be back there playing.
Brodie, you've been involved with the All Blacks for a long time now. How do you reflect on this year with them? Has it been a few more bumps in the road than what you used to? Yeah,
definitely. I think I might have described it before. It's probably a bit of a roller coaster. I think if we look back to June and where we were post the Irish series, was somewhere I'd never been in my career in terms of how the team was going. But I think it's fair to say that we've come out the other side of that. And we're building. We've put some performances together. Still looking for a little bit of consistency, but it's a perfect challenge to come up against a big England pack and a skilled team to see where we're really at for the last game of the year.
As a team, how do you think you change when Scott slides into blindside? Happened a couple of times this year, obviously 2019 as well. But as a forward back, how do you change when Scott's there?
Yeah, not too different. I think he obviously is very clever around line out and does a lot of homework there for us, especially defensively. So nothing changes too much. So we've all got our roles in terms of our positions. So I'm sure he's looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to being back at Lock.
England have changed tack with their selection. They've gone for Sam Simmons in the back row rather than the kind of 3-lock combination they normally have. How does that change your approach and your thinking?
Yeah, I haven't actually seen the team, their team come out yet, but nothing really changes for us. Obviously, we've looked at it, like every team we look at what they do line out time and the way they play the game, but a lot of the focus has been going on getting our stuff right this week, especially coming off a short turnaround from Scotland. We didn't get down here until Monday afternoon, so we nail that, and then we'll adjust to whatever England put out on the field.
Brodie, you've already touched upon the fact that you and Sam break the record for a second row partnership. Apart from the fact that you're both brilliant players, of course, what makes that partnership work so well?
Yeah, I think it's probably hard to put one thing, but I guess Sam, he's 148 games, somewhere in there, 140 odd games. Sorry, he knows what he's doing, and he's got a wealth of experience. And I guess when I would come into the team, he'd already been there for 3 or 4 years. So I guess I was just always trying to push him and be competitive and probably at the start just try and take his jersey, I suppose. But in hindsight, we've played a lot together, and I guess it's a relationship that I cherish a lot, and we spend a lot of time together.
Are you similar characters off the field as well?
Probably a little bit different. I'm pretty relaxed. He likes to nail all his homework, and he's a farmer and a hunter. I don't really do that too much these days, but we definitely get on.
Brodie, after you've touched on the speed humps earlier in the year. I just wondered on Saturday how, obviously you want to put in a good performance, but is the win the most important thing on Saturday to end this year on a high? Is it a sort of win at all cost mentality that you're going in with?
Yep, I think like a win's a win, and you'd rather play well and play bad and take a win than play well and lose. But we've been looking for some consistency. Obviously, we went to South Africa, come home and lost to Argentina and Christchurch, and then Auckland to Melbourne. I guess we're looking to put it all together after the last couple of weeks and finish our year on a high.
Well, just going back to you and Sam, when you're on the field, do you communicate much with each other?
Not too much, to be fair. We, I guess we kind of know what we're doing, but we're just trying to nail my role and get that right. And someone of his calibre, he's doing that. He runs the line out. We often talk a little bit about what we're seeing there, but normally just trying to catch my breath.
Is there a secret to finding consistency? What's the key to finding consistency? I mean, you've been involved in kind of record-winning runs before. What makes a team find that?
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of parts to play in consistency. I think where a skill aspect of the team has gone and working on them to put the bigger picture together, but also the mental side. It's the difference between playing in New Zealand and Australia, and then coming up to the Northern Hemisphere, even just a different atmosphere and the way the teams play and do things differently. We have to adapt, so being able to do that mentally and not be frustrated by the different interpretations or the way someone does something different in terms of the style of play also plays a big part.
Does that become more of a thing than it was in the past, having to adapt to different styles and interpretations?
Yeah, I think also you look at the experience and the age of the team, and with what's happened in the world the last few years, and like I say, we haven't had the occasion of going to Twickenham, for instance, or last year was a lot of time the first players have gone to Europe, and even these days Super Rugby we don't go to South Africa, so I guess I maybe didn't take it for granted, but in the early years of my career we were doing that every year, and it becomes a tad normal, but these days not so much.
100 games aside, Brodie, how much are you just jumping out of your skin to get back out on the park after last couple of weeks being on the sidelines suspended?
Yeah, it's been different. Obviously, come post-Thursday training the last few weeks, it turned into a bit of a long weekend because you don't get the game on Saturday or the Sunday. The time has dragged on, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting back out there and having the cherry at the end of the week of playing a test match, I suppose, has been awesome this week.